Hi, and welcome to Where in the World. As promised, I wanted to share with you kind of how we pack our carry-on bag because I think it's maybe a little unique, and it has everything we've figured out that we needed. So, without further ado, let's start. All right. So one thing is that we are focused on our dental hygiene, and you will notice that as we go through this. And so of course, we always carry a toothbrush and then a flosser. So those go in here, and we'll put those in our little bag here. Of course, with our toothbrush, we need toothpaste. We will also put that in there. We carry Blistex because sometimes you wake up after sleeping during a flight and your lips are dry, and it's great to have a little Blistex. As I said, focusing on oral hygiene, these are little toothpick kind of things. And so just a way to clean in between your teeth when you can't brush them. One of the things I always carry is Pepto-Bismol because I have been returning on trips and my stomach hasn't been that great because of kind of Montezuma's revenge. And so having a little bit of Pepto-Bismol to settle your stomach, helpful. Make sure you have any medications that you need. So you want to always have a couple of days worth of medications with you. That goes in here. Eye drops. On a plane, it's very dry. Sometimes your eyes get dry. So eye drops are nice to have in the bag. These are sleeping pills and super useful when you're trying to get on the same time schedule as where you're going. So after the meal, because normally they serve a meal on your flight, after the meal, typically what we'll do, depending on what kind of time schedule we're trying to get on, is we will take a sleeping pill. Now, normally what we will do is call our doctor and just tell them the purpose. We're getting it for jet lag and have never had a problem with being prescribed sleeping pills. Sometimes also you might need to try a couple of different types. So you might want to try that before you leave for flying. Because some sleeping pills work better for some people and not as well for others. My girlfriend has tried a couple of different types and finally found the one that works for her. So sleeping pills go in. Pain reliever, always some kind of pain reliever. If you got something hurting, your back hurting, whatever, great to have with you. Dental floss, as I said, oral hygiene. Not toothpaste. This is gum. And so we know that gum helps when you're ascending and descending, and it also helps with your breath if your mouth is not feeling particularly fresh. These are hand wipes, and so we use them for our hands as well as sometimes wiping off the area around us if it's not particularly clean. So something good to have. Kleenex. We know what that's for. And then this is mouthwash and fragrance. So always great to have a little bit of mouthwash. If you can't get in to brush your teeth, you can just take a little swig, freshen your breath, make your mouth feel a little fresher. And then fragrance, if you're feeling a little funky, a little stinky, nice to be able to dab a little fragrance on, and then you won't smell so bad. The thing with the fragrance is be considerate of your people around you, so don't go too strong because not everybody may not like your fragrance. So a little bit goes a long way. And then we put this all in a clear bag. So the clear bag is for security because the only thing that we carry that's really liquid is the mouthwash and the fragrance. So we can always just take this out of our backpack, put it on the conveyor belt, and it works just fine. And then when you go to the bathroom on the plane, you can also just take this with you, and it has all your hygiene stuff. So the little clear dealy bop, super nice. This is a very cool neck pillow, and it's cool because it blows up. And it blows up to be a very, very substantial neck pillow, where if you really kind of want your neck to be stabilized and you're sitting up, it's really excellent. And the other cool part about it, as you might guess, it really squishes down to a very, very small footprint. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. Love that. It's another thing that people often laugh at us about. And this is a seat cushion. Now, not every airplane seat is created the same. Some are really hard. And so if you're going to be flying 3, 4, 5 hours, it is awesome to have a seat cushion. This is self-inflating. You open the valve right here, and it self-inflates. You close the valve, and you just put it on your seat. Super simple, provides a nice level of comfort. Now, the other cool piece of this, you saw how I unwrapped it. To put it back in, you just take it, fold it, squish the air out, close the valve again, and as you can see, it comes in its own self-contained little bag. And there you have it. Again, great space-saving kind of idea. It's another really cool thing that we've kind of hit upon, and this is our electric cord case. So as you can see, I have my charger for my computer and a little mouse in there, but also I have all the other cables I use. So when you're traveling, you know, a big bag full of cables isn't optimal. And so what we found is using this, you can always find the cable you need. And you also know when you don't have it with you because you can just look in the bag and tell. And it just really helps to keep the cables really nice and organized. Now, I will tell you that sometimes when we're traveling in smaller countries, security does take a little bit of interest because they haven't seen this before. So if they're looking at it on the X-ray machine, they're looking and saying like, what is that with all the cable stuff? So, you know, be aware, like somebody may take a second look at it, but we've never had a problem getting it through. So if they need to open it up and see what it is, no worries. All right. Very cool. So the other thing that we always have with us are headphones. So I have two different types of headphones, as you can tell. These are my primary go-to headphones. These are my Sony XM5 headphones, and they are noise canceling. You know, I would suggest pay extra to make sure that your headphones are noise canceling, and they work great. They're comfortable, and the battery charge lasts for a pretty long time. So when you have long flights, outstanding. Now the other thing that you need to have, that's a little charging cable, is the plug-in cable, because a lot of airplanes nowadays you still have to plug your headphones in to be a part of the entertainment system, right? So you got to have that. And then I don't know if you can see this, but this is the little two-prong guy. There are still some planes that have the two-prong plug-in for the entertainment system. So we keep one of these with us. And this is a little Bluetooth guy where you can plug it into the entertainment system and then run two Bluetooth headphones off of it. So another kind of unique, interesting hack. So if we're trying to watch the same movie, we can connect both our Bluetooth headphones to this little guy and be good to go. So all that goes back in here. Close it up. And then, as I said, I also carry earbuds because, like, if you're walking through the airport, some other circumstances, trying to talk on the phone, it is much easier to use the earbuds. So these are also Sony XM5 earbuds. Love them too. Take both of those with us. Here is my travel wallet. It's always great to keep a few cards, lounge card, and it's just big enough to have a place for currency, your ID, and a couple of cards, credit cards, whatever you need. So instead of taking your whole big wallet that you have at home, I would really recommend just getting a small wallet to trim down. Also, you can put it in your front pocket really easily, a little bit more difficult for pickpockets. So there is an advantage to having a small wallet as you travel. Now these are compression socks, and there are two types here. One is a pair that you buy, like you can buy at the travel store, like that's the black compression socks, and they work fine, but I actually prefer the kind of medical grade compression socks. And you can tell them because they have this little weird hole in the toe. All right, now what is that hole for? I'll show you. So, normally I would have a barefoot, so I wouldn't be doing this with my sock on. But you put the bag over your toe, and because these are usually very tight, it really allows you to slide the compression sock up on your foot very easily. It would not be this easy if I didn't have the baggie there. And then what you can do is when you're all done, you can slide the baggie out through the hole in the toe. And so a really nice hack for getting your compression socks on. And it also gives you a place to put them when you're not using them. So, nice little travel hack there. Compression socks. Oh, the other question is, why do you wear compression socks? Well, your body doesn't really have any way of, very effective way of pumping blood back up to your heart. In fact, most of the blood that's pumped back to your heart is because of your muscles moving. And when you're sitting for a long time, the blood tends to pool in your feet and ankles. And so this keeps, the compression socks keep the blood from pooling so much. They keep your calves a little bit more comfortable and help prevent blood clots. So something really useful to have. And because these medical compression socks are so beautiful, right? The ugly medical color, also carry slippers. And these slippers are very comfortable. They keep your feet warm, but more importantly, when you get up in the middle of a flight to go use the toilet, you have something on your feet because, you know, sometimes people miss and sometimes the restroom isn't all that clean. And so it's great to have something on your feet where your feet aren't touching the floor, your socks aren't touching the floor. So little travel slippers you can throw in your bag. Snacks, oh man, that's my thing. Always got to have snacks. And for me, nuts are really, really useful because they're high in protein and they kind of last a long time with you. So I often carry, most of the time actually, carry nuts with me as a snack. Now this is something my girlfriend carries in her backpack. I don't really wear jewelry, so don't need it, but it is a little jewelry holder, little jewelry case. And so your chains go here and they fit down there so they don't get tangled. Rings here, you can put other jewelry in there. Because you never want to put your jewelry, like the expensive jewelry, in your checked bag. People go through that. Security goes through it sometimes for sure. They'll leave you a little card to say they did that, but also other people go through it. So if you have expensive jewelry you don't want missing, then put it in your check bag. All right, a couple of more things. Here we have an envelope, and I'm not gonna open it up and share, but I will tell you what's inside. In this envelope are copies of our passports, our global entry or Nexus cards, and sometimes our credit cards, right? So we keep all those copies with us because you never know when you might lose your passport. And it's always, always super useful to have a copy if you do. So we put it all in this envelope. The other thing we put in here is our travel insurance documentation. So, passport, Nexus card, and travel documentation, all in this envelope. We also carry currency with us, and we typically carry foreign currency. So we will often have euros with us because sometimes flying places we are flying through Europe, and it's nice to have a little cash at the airport. We also carry Singapore dollars. It's these guys right here. Because we oftentimes fly Singapore Air and we will lay over in Singapore. So we keep that currency as well as US currency. Now, is it true that a lot of places you go, the best way to get cash, to get the foreign currency is through the cash station? That is absolutely correct. But there are sometimes in some countries where cash is more useful. So we always carry American currency so we can change it if we need to. So next is this envelope here. And what we carry in this is our travel itinerary, visas, any information we need about guides or hotels or cars, anything like that. So for example, this is this is the Nepal visa, and it's for our next trip. So that's already in here. And I know that most people use their phones for a lot of this information, but there are some times when the paper copies are really handy. So for example, to get into an airport in India, you have to show them your itinerary plus your ID. And it's much easier to show them your itinerary if you can just pull it out, show them the itinerary with your passport. Much easier to do that than trying to find it on your phone. So we always carry paper copies of all of that. So paper's not dead. It's really useful when you travel sometimes. Also, you have to remember that in some airports, the Wi-Fi is not very good. And so if you are trying to link up with something online or in the cloud, you may have some difficulty doing that. So better to have paper. All right, so that is most of what we carry with us. Besides one last thing, and that is the computer. I work online and work doesn't typically stop even when I'm gone. And so always have to carry my computer with us. So let me show you how this all works, how this all fits. This backpack actually has some really cool hacks that I will show you as we go through. And then at the end, I will show you the ultimate traveler hack. So this goes in here. Now, if you notice, I am actually putting this in like a side door here on the backpack. And this is actually for your laptop. So if you need to remove your laptop for security, it's super easy to slide in and out of this side pocket. And you can just zip it up. So this type of backpack has really come in useful. It also has this really cool security pocket back here. See, that you can't really see. So the cash and the travel documents or the personal documents, they go in there, zipped. And then when you tuck the end of the zipper, you can barely notice it's there. So really nice little security spot for your stuff. All right, now you say, man, you have shown a lot of stuff. Oh, one other thing I want to mention that is always important to carry is a pen. Almost every time when you land in a foreign country, you have to fill out some sort of document. A lot of them are becoming digital nowadays, but always have a pen. Always travel with a pen. And the other thing you can always travel with, a couple of other things at the bottom of the bag here. Glasses, and for us folks who are gently aging, little magnifiers. Helps to fill out those forms sometimes. And some type of entertainment. Playing cards. All right, let's see if all this stuff fits, right? I've shown you all this stuff. Let's see what we got. All right. So, headphones in the bag. Cables in the bag. Cushion. Here we go. Neck pillow in here. And the infamous toiletry clear case all go in here. There you go. Slippers. Sock. Socks. Snacks. Now, I don't usually carry this, so I'm going to leave it out. My girlfriend carries the jewelry thing. So we're going to, in the bag, wallet typically goes in the front, so it's easy to access. And the headphones, the earbuds, also go in the front, easy to access. So all of it does go in the bag, and nicely. Now here's the big, oh no, before I show you the big travel hack, I want to show you something else. These are the things that I keep in my carry-on. So it's just actually a few things. Melatonin for sleeping, gotta have that, along with the sleeping pills. Deodorant. Some places, when we stop, the lounge will actually have a shower. So we may take a little shower, use the deodorant, and also I carry underwear, socks, and a t-shirt, so we can change those and feel pretty refreshed for our next flight. If you notice, there's also a tile in here, and there is a Apple AirTag floating around in here someplace. So we carry both of those in the bag for tracking it. You can see, like, sometimes I also carry little plastic bags. You never know when those might come in handy. In here, more snacks, tissues, a little extra bag. But one of the neat things to carry is a travel poncho. So you can carry that in the shower, in your carry-on, but also you can carry it in your day pack. So if you're out touring and you starts to rain, you have some rain protection. We still carry masks because when you go to foreign countries, you never know what their rules are, and you have to abide by their rules. So always carry that. Earplugs. So when you don't want to put on your earphones and you want to drown out the noise, earplugs are super nice. And then finally, decongestant, because you know, when you're congested and flying, it can be really uncomfortable. So it's nice to have a little decongestant so you feel your ears don't hurt and all that good stuff. So that's what goes in this part of the bag. Now here's the ultimate travel hack. So what we normally do, we take the backpack, put it right in there, fits perfectly, right? And then you say, well, duh, why do you have a backpack? Why do you have a carry-on when you have a backpack? And hardly nothing in the carry-on. And that, my friend, is the ultimate travel hack. Because a lot of times when we travel, we come back with more stuff than we left with. And our large luggage is often near the weight limit, so we can't put a lot of stuff in there. So what we do is on the return, we take the backpack out. That's right. Pack the carry-on Sometimes with clothes, it depends on what we need to put in the large luggage. And then the backpack becomes our personal item. So what you have just done is gained a whole piece of luggage for the return. How cool is that? So that's kind of how we do it, man. On the outbound, everything is together. We normally take out the backpack when we're flying, when we're on the plane, when we're moving through the airports and all that kind of stuff. We leave it in like this. Typically, I'll have my passport in this front pocket, like that. And that's kind of how we do it. So I hope looking at this, listening to all of this, gave you some ideas that might work for you and all the things that you might need when you are traveling and can put in your carry-on bag. Hope you enjoyed, and come back and visit. I will be doing a video for what we put in our large luggage as well. So keep an eye out for that. All right, thanks so much, and tune in again.